That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Original drama cast. Old man's here. What's happening? Bull behind the glass. Ginny's taking some time off. Hey there. Hey there.
You guys doing?
Hey now. Well, I guess Ethan's gonna get us all. I guess we're all gonna have to retire, including me.
Yeah. I like start pausing some more.
You know, I think what you're seeing is in the start pausing. Yeah. I really, I've had this argument before when it came to the Jax Films thing, and my position on this has always been, as long as the bar is low, I have no doubt in my mind that Sniper Wolf is not doing what she's doing in fair use. It's probably somewhere out, but the courts haven't decided anything yet. So we don't know. My position has always been, keep the bar low, because if we do get a case, and as Agent says, this was always going to happen to somebody, they could overcorrect. So keep the bar low, let the unethical people get away with what they get away with, so we can keep the train going. The problem with this lawsuit is it has potential, regardless of intent, because people keep saying, you didn't watch the video. Ethan says he doesn't want. Well, what he doesn't want, mate, I am sure that Ethan's going into this not wanting to hurt all the support that he got by all the people that watched his shit. There's another thing I'm sure about. I think telling people not to watch the original video, ordering them to, and going up and taking a piss, or just playing it and leaving the room, probably is not fair use. Both can be true, but my position has always been, keep the bar low so it doesn't affect us. That way, if it does go to the federal court, or God forbid the Supreme Court, the position isn't a massive overcorrect, or goddamn, the fair use law that we currently enjoy, DMCA, ever think of this, is found unconstitutional because people have a right to protect their property. Did you ever think of that? There's my issue right there. Do I care about these? I mean, everything comes down to a popularity contest, because I put this tweet out, and, some people are pissed as usual because they're not thinking. I get two criticisms. This is too middle of the road, and fucking, no, it's never going to happen because everybody hates them. Well, I don't think Ethan's videos out matter. I do wonder if it'll hurt some of the goodwill and support that he's gotten over the past few months. Let me tell you something. There are, I'm 100% sure of it, certain content creators that are rightfully shaking in their boots. And there's other ones that are probably going to throw out an all in with Ethan without knowing what's going to happen, that may regret this later when it's too late. But it's easier to throw in with Ethan now. Nobody gives a crap about, Jesus, nobody gives a hoot in hell. There, we got the chats in there now, thankfully. Nobody gives a hoot in hell about these two.
Hell yeah, it works.
About these two jerks. Okay, I do wonder if something goes wrong. The public may not care if he's in the legal right. They could blame him for judicial overcorrection. Now, right now, that's not the case. It's easy to support Ethan. Right now, what about tomorrow? What about next week? What about next year? If this goes to the Supreme Court, right? More than likely, by the way, they're all going to settle and look for a settlement, right? But, look, they're the pro-Palestine crowd. They could raise a lot of money. So I'm not super thrilled about this. Not for like I said, I'm doing this part-time now. It doesn't make or break me. I can say and do what I want. I can afford to have a bad take or get mogged or all this other stuff that scares the hell out of full-time creators. I text on a screen. But, I mean, I certainly don't want I like the fact that the fair use bar, the DMCA, is just the bar is so low. And then some people get away with stuff that they probably shouldn't. That probably isn't fair use. Because it protects the people that are at least putting the effort forth that are putting fair use. And I have no doubt in my mind that Ethan doesn't want to hurt all the people watching support. But I tell you something, I would be lying to you if I thought, and you know this as well as
you
I do.
actually don't need to interact with real people ever.
I hope this is Ethan's way of bleeding these enemies. Yeah, I thought about that.
$5. Hope this is just Ethan's way of bleeding his enemies. Lots at starke if this goes
probably
the wrong
is.
way.
Yeah.
There's a certain irony to the former Matthouse lawsuit victim doing this too.
But I think that was a clear cut. With the Matt Haas thing, I think it was a clear cut that he was using it within the law. He's making the case that they're not using. He's not against the law. He's making the case that they're using it outside the law. But I would be lying to you if I looked like he's not going after. He's going after his enemies, the ones that call him a Zionist, the anti-Semites, and the haters. That's why he's doing it. I feel like he's Al Caponeing them. You know, you want him for murder, but so you get him on tax evasion. You know, Al Capone never did a day in prison because of murder. They got him on tax evasion and gave him the most harsh sentence they possibly could because they knew he probably murdered somebody. I don't know if I like that. And Ethan's law attorney previously recites the case. I'm not going to go into everything. And I mean, I took a glance at that thing from
Like none of us are lawyers. So.
I'm not impressed with that. And yeah, and exactly, none of us are lawyers. I'm not super impressed with that. You know, and but I mean, most of the correction is, well, nothing's going to happen because everybody hates them. That's not enough for me. And everybody hates Ethan too. You know, it's kind of split down, you know, political lines. He's only not suing people specifically. He said we're streaming the video. It takes away from him. He's largely leaving other reactors alone. Yeah, and under the guise that they're reacting correctly.
Yeah, but like if it becomes a law, it might set a standard.
Here's the thing, like,
well, hey,
the law,
none of us are lawyers.
Precedent is the key here. If nobody knows, because there hasn't been a major ruling, I think the closest thing to a major was the Achille obviously thing with Sargon of Akkad. So yeah, that sets a precedent. But you know, courts reverse themselves all the time. You know that, right? They don't have to pay attention to the Achille obviously case. They can say no, and a higher court can nullify that. Do you really want to take the chance? And Ethan has been a beneficiary of those same people. And again, I'm not saying it doesn't have any merit. I am absolutely sure. Maybe he's thinking, because in the video, he focuses on, watch me so you don't have to give the original creator support. That's probably illegal. But then again, he's not going after them because it's illegal, because he doesn't care about XQC and all the other people that do it. So it's obviously the people that have been, you know, I don't know, platforming Bad Empanada, the Skull crowd. That's why he's doing it. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said, well, no, he really gives a shit about this copyright. No, he doesn't. He's using the copyright. He's Al Caponeing. He's Al Caponeing them. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a little nervous. Do I care if they get bankrupted? No, good. Like, what do I care? These are the worst. They are anti-Semites. They are crazy. They are calling for violence. Fuck them. Don't care. Here's another thing too from all three of these dopes. Well, it's Frogan, Casey Tron, and Denims. Okay. Here's another. I already forgot what I was thinking of. Damn it. Oh no! And now I remembered. They should have known. You think if you were getting like 30,000 a stream and shit, you'd be like, I'm crossing my T's and dotting my I's. Not though. These people are like, no, break the law. Two different courts can have opposing precedents. That is usually when SCOTUS make a step in. Exactly. It's not like people are saying, oh God, Tommy, this is like go to the Supreme Court. How do you know? You have an extremely rich man on one side, and then you have two pretty rich people. I don't know how Frogan is, right? But
one pretty. No, one pretty.
Casey Tron's broke. Okay. So, but they're going to get tons of support from look, the Palestinian crowd is going to donate to them because it's Ethan Klein. Not that they give a shit whether they broke the law or not. And Ethan's crowd is going to, donate to him or support him because because they hate those people and they think they're a bunch of anti-Semites, which I don't think they'd be wrong. So I think this is a unnecessary move. Now, am I super worried about it? I'm going to piss my pants about it? No, and I'll probably settle and nothing will happen. But if this climbs the chain and nobody can get out of it, everybody's like, oh, they're going to be broke. Yeah, I guess. I would rather they be all trillionaires and everybody can use fair use as we've been using it. And it's really interesting. The guy that set the first precedent may set the last one. Dana specifically, she really hopes to watch it in her so you don't. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they're going to use it against her. Like, again, Connor, I have no doubt in my mind they broke the law.
They probably
doubt in my mind.
And we don't know.
We don't. All right. When I say I don't know, I have no doubt in my mind. That's not coming from a lawyer. Okay, that's just me. Take it from worse. Watched up YouTuber. But So, who cares? Yeah, the guy goes, "Don't care, Rip Bozo." Okay, but if we're, if you enjoy this kind of content, you can forget about it. And maybe you don't care. And if that's the case, well, at least you're consistent. That's fucking funny to me. You said to watch this before you watch the video.
Casey-tron.
No, this is just a video. We can skip this. So like all three of them now made a GoFundMe. I just sent you Frogan's GoFundMe.
Oh yeah, okay. We'll get over that. But you said this was funny. Ethan KKK Klein. That's smart. Casey John's a rocket scientist. Is going to sue me for smoking too much weed. I guess she's trying to be funny. He is trying to take my ability to purchase medically. Is she being literal? Or is she just like, I don't give a fuck? Because on the surface, it could sound like, yeah, sue me, go ahead, motherfucker, bring it, right? But is she trying to rally the pro-marijuana crowd?
Maybe she was just high while she wrote this tweet.
Possible.
Another possibility.
We cannot let this happen. Donate to my weed fund live on stream. Now let's get Ethan KKK Klein show and really goof and gaff. Well, you sound like you're gaffing to me. This is a serious lawsuit.
Casey-tron.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this.
Oh, this is just a clip of the video?
Yeah, it's just from the video.
We'll get to the video later. It's 25-25 being inclined to sue creators for fair use. Well, that's not exactly true. His intent, maybe because you're a bunch of anti-Semitic nut jobs. But here's the thing. That's not going to be a part of this, whether you're a bunch of anti-Semitic nut jobs. What's going to be a part of it is, did you violate the law or not? That's what the judge is going to have to decide. Did you violate it or not? That's it. Is this fair use or not? So, and he's explicitly said that it's not fair use, but I will admit this may affect or change. Fair use isn't going away, but it might change dramatically. So instead of being able to watch an entire video, I might only be able to take clips, and the pain in the ass that's going to be. And I've had to do that before. Yeah. And here's another dirty fucking secret. Except on Twitch, on YouTube, I couldn't even do movie clips if I wanted to, because they're going to soft claim them.
Yeah, it's just an auto claim immediately.
Yeah. The legal defense photo stream coming soon. Image unrelated. We're all trying to find the guy who did this. I guess. I don't really get it.
The lawsuits are funny, I guess.
Yeah, but that might be just putting a public face on we're not scared. It's also, if she acts scared, everybody makes fun of her. So I don't blame her for lying. Making this, that's what they're going to say. So it's like she's not even lying. They're going to make this about fair use in the court. We've covered fair use. Doesn't matter if we get up and take a piss, right? And the judge is going to have to decide. Something tells me they're not going to buy that. Yeah. Apparently, Frogan deleted her Twitch VODs. Now,
and she made a GoFundMe as well, like an hour ago.
Well, here's the thing about that. Maybe she privated them. I don't know if you can do that on Twitch, but and this is not a criminal case. If it was, you could be in some serious trouble. But if she goes to court and says, and especially if Ethan's copied it, well, I deleted all my other stuff. I don't have it anymore. They're not going to ask you why you deleted it. It might be a point against you. No, I don't think she's going to hit her like obstruction of justice or something stupid like that. But this is not a super good move here, unless you private them. which is probably more likely. This looks like
the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
Publicly, I mean, like to everyone else, like, hey, why don't you just why don't you do that?
If I had to
what
guess,
else is in there?
If I had to guess, he already fucking what do you call it? He already got everything he needs to go forward because they knew they were going to do something like this. Here's another thing: they can make you unprivate them too, but it might be a good move to private them, and then if the court asks for them, then you have them on hand. If she deleted them, you might have a problem. I don't think anybody would go to jail for that, but she might, it's just a count against you when the judge hit you with something else. Who knows? Let's go to the video. Here we go.
Hi there. My name is Ethan Klein, and my favorite hobby is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers. Today, I invite you into my home to share my favorite pastime with you. Join me in creating generational wealth for my attorney.
That was pretty funny.
By the way, he's wearing a very expensive watch. That's an AP Nautilus.
Nick lent it to him.
Let me tell you guys a story. About a year.
Yeah, all right. I'll say this: couldn't happen to a better group of people. We agree. We're on the top load of gaming. We agree. That's not my concern here. Nobody's denying this. What was it's just going to come down whether it's fair use or not, and hopefully precedents aren't set. Maybe it doesn't go. Hey, maybe he goes and they say this isn't fair use. End story. You owe Ethan money. Game over. Okay, I'm okay with that because I'm not going to get up and take a piss and play it until take the views away from another creator. Sure, that's all the judge is going to decide.
A year and a half ago, it's a big conversation called ReactGate. ReactGate was a debate going on in the streaming community about what constituted fair use. People like Hassan, XQC, and many of the large Twitch streamers would watch other creators' entire video on their stream. They would rarely add sufficient commentary or even pause the video to speak. Most egregiously, they would re-upload the entire VOD to YouTube with the same thumbnail, the same title, so that they could cannibalize traffic from the original video. Here's what Lamino had to say about this phenomenon.
I don't mind people reacting to my videos, but I do mind when they play the entirety of my video.
I've been told, here's the thing. I remember watching this video on fair use. The amount of time you use is irrelevant. Now, that's one of the things that could be defined in a court case. Fair use is fair use is fair use. As long as it's transformational, it doesn't matter the amount of content you use from the original works. That's the way it's been explained to me. Take it with a grain of salt. That's what I remember. But I can see where he's coming from because you could just watch. It's just a watch along with somebody else.
I wouldn't mind if like that precedent is set where you have to pause, where you have to like add your own opinion just to kind of make the video different.
Here's another thing.
I wouldn't mind that.
Here, Top Loaded Gaming makes a good point. Sargon won on title alone. It's a little more complicated, man. There's more nuance to that, but essentially that's what it boils down to. So if a court considers the Sargon precedent, maybe they'll say the same thing for these three people and say this is fair use. But what if they look at that case, Top Loading Gaming, and say they got it wrong, a higher court? Now the precedent's redefined.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So yeah, Sargon won. Sargon's over on title alone. Fine. But a future court or a higher court doesn't have to consider that. They could say, Sargon won on title alone. They got it wrong. We're going to fix it.
A face cam in the corner or the occasional interruption does nothing to address that issue. My video is still being played from beginning to end in someone else's stream.
By the way, I can see why this guy doesn't like that. And I'm not saying I didn't do it. I cannot say I didn't. I'm not saying I've never done it either. But I'm well aware nobody's wanted. Here's another thing too. Me watching a video from beginning to end, if let's say this guy sues somebody and he wins, that's the last time it happens here. Maybe the Son Diddy Piker joke has merit. In this Dudes Bros video joked about Miley Cyrus as a slut if she can count and math. I guess. I don't know.
video. It's neither ethical nor necessary to feature the entirety of someone else's work.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't know. I think it's not only, it might be ethical, it might be totally legal. As things stand now.
Or, you know, they could do the bare minimum and ask for permission. Something that none of the major reaction channels have ever done when they've streamed or re-uploaded my videos. But to answer your question, no, I don't want people to...
Do you remember Jinx back in the day? Everybody hated him.
Oh, that guy, yeah. I mean, like iDubbbz.
That guy was ahead. That guy was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he really was.
Now everybody does that, you know.
He just like sat there and smiled.
Yeah, he sat there and smiled. Like, oh shit! He was the greatest YouTuber of all time. Yeah.
Upload the entirety of my videos.
Now, understandably, this made a lot of people angry because why should these content thieves, essentially, get more views than the author of the video, which in a lot of cases was happening? I mean, people don't like...
I don't think that'll come into the criminal... I mean, somebody could bring a case. I mean, they could bring in this case, but I don't know on this particular decision if that will even come into the consideration of the judge. Because again, the judges was this fair use, was it not? I don't know if that... it'd be nice to talk to a lawyer.
Maybe if
the canonizing views argument will come into that. Now, that's a separate thing, and those content creators may be right. I wouldn't want that. It does seem like, you know, you get the guys that really put something into it, and then you got a guy like me that watches it. You know, it's just, I mean, I imagine if I get more views than them, I'd be pissed. You know,
like injustice, and this just, we all see this, and no, it's
and sometimes that happens. You know?
Right. This debate culminated when XQC, one of the prime suspects, called in to my show to debate me, in which case I'm sad to report that I was terribly owned. So in that regard, do you care at all about like IP or copyright? Or like the fact that it's illegal, does that matter?
This is not the smartest guy to fucking defend this, but I like XQC. I do like him as a person. But I mean,
it be illegal. Does that matter to you?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Okay. Sure.
Well, if flat out doesn't, because...
But that's fair.
Watch me full screen cam, do the fucking worm, and watch your
do
prime.
That.
Then watch...
This is going to get claimed.
Prime content.
Do it for a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many fucking views you get. Oh, okay. Sure. I mean, that's content, man. It's original content, at least. The ultimate debate, bro. He hit him with the worm.
Man, fairness. I like XQC, though. I mean, he's funny. He's an entertainer. He's not a fucking lawyer, you know.
Oh, why didn't I think of that first? I kid XQC, but he is not the one I'm suing.
He's also French. That's one point against him.
Despite my criticism, he's not a malicious infringer. But the ones I am suing, you'll see.
I don't know. I think he's been accused of being a malicious. I don't remember. I don't have him in front of me. I think he's been accused of being a malicious infringer before, if I'm not mistaken.
It really has. I mean, he watched Breaking Bad on as soon as he got his kick deal. He watched all of Breaking Bad.
Are much worse.
Immediately.
Now, ironically, after this debate and in the wake of this large conversation, the problem seems to have only gotten worse. You have people like Hassan Piker paving the way of fair use with what's known as chair reacts, when Hassan gets up to go to the bathroom, or to eat, or to talk to his mom, or to do what.
He still does it after Willie pointed it out, too. They obviously don't give a shit. Yeah.
Whatever. Disappears for an extended period of time and leaves the video playing.
Flamenco tried to call XQC's mom to get him kicked out of the house.
For his chair. Mr. Chair, they call it.
IDF had warned people to leave the area around the main airport in Sana. Then this.
I cannot believe that's fair use. I mean, there's no part of my being that thinks that's not fair use. But again, what I said before, I'd like to keep the bar low. If I gotta let this guy's fucking slide so it protects the rest of us, let it slide. You know, or look the other way.
This operation will result in killing of hostages in captivity. Will result in the death of
Well, I've been seeing
especially IDF for an
And it was in this setting that I formulated an idea. What if I could make a long-form, irresistible piece of content that I knew that these streamers couldn't resist, they couldn't avoid the temptation of watching it the second it was published?
I don't have an issue with them.
It's not that I wanted these people to steal my video. It's that I knew they would. I knew they would watch the entire video, add little to no commentary, react to it instantly, giving them no time to form an opinion. The trap was set, and it worked even better than I imagined it would. We captured pretty much every large streamer reacting to it in its entirety immediately after.
Yeah, I did too, didn't I?
Yeah, I think immediately as well,
Yeah,
right?
immediately. Let's be honest here. I'll be honest. I did admit it for the money, and you're going after those people because you hate them, not because they broke your IP. Let's be honest. Otherwise, I'd be in the suit.
Was published. Now, the thing is, there were a few people that went above and beyond to commit copyright infringement. For example, Denim sits here silently with nearly 50,000.
How much you want to bet it's more than these 3 people, considering so many people covered the content?
Probably is.
Yeah,
He got like 3 million views. It
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
Live viewers. That's 30 times her regular viewership.
And you got to think about it like this way. Okay, these people are sending you hate, but what about the people that were sending you love? And then maybe they're not. Maybe they're getting up and taking a piss. You don't care if they get up and take a piss. You don't care if they take a piss if it's helping. I mean, that's abundantly clear.
She's working directly with the Snark subreddit moderators to siphon views, and their intentions couldn't be clearer.
Mega thread. Watch here and discuss. Hey, everyone, there's a lot of comments about here. About wanting to watch Nuke without showing support to A3. I think, if this is a guess, I'm not a lawyer, that's going to kill her in court. Probably forced settlement. I am deliberately trying to get you away from the original work because I don't like the person that made that original work. Where's the fair use? Wow.
Here's an excerpt from a stickied post from the Snark subreddit. Hey everyone, we've seen a lot of comments about wanting to watch the Nuke without showing support for H3. Here's a list of creators who've supported our sub, either by engaging with us directly or
here's a list of people that are gonna break the law. Go right.
Yeah, they can sue.
citing our post in their critique.
I wonder why I didn't throw Sean the Black in there. Well,
I mean, Sean the Black is fucking relevant, so.
No. But,
I mean, so is Casey Tron, but that's
another
argument.
Do Not Worry podcast on him, Frogan. Yeah, he went after he went out, here's another thing too. He went after the anti-Semites. Like, what do I care? Yeah.
Of H3. Here they're offering these streamers as market substitutes.
Sean the Black. Woo!
For my work. This is the cardinal sin.
Here's another thing too. If he wins, he can sue Sean the Black right afterwards.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
If he starts going right down the fucking list with all the money he gets.
Right, North Star Radio, you're up.
Yeah, that's another thing too. If it starts becoming profitable, you don't think the companies will be up your ass? They sure will.
Of copyright.
You don't think YouTube will take action? Yes, they will. Stay out of court? Absolutely.
Infringement. The Snark subreddit has been a frequent and persistent infringer. That's how I knew when this video came out, the Snarkers were going to encourage, promote, and push streamers to commit copyright infringement. I should thank the Snarkers, actually. Because of their predictability, they acted like double agents for us, incriminating their favorite streamers and serving them up on a golden platter. So, thank you, Snark. It's one thing for a subreddit to admit it's engaging in copyright infringement. But how do you get the streamers themselves to admit that they're stealing content?
Oh, Jewish lawyers.
Well, guys,
I don't think that's very nice, Liquid Bobax.
if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow.
She's going to have to watch that in court, boy.
Subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here.
It turns
you want to tell me, let's forget like optically T-crossing I died. You want to tell me that she didn't know that she was breaking the law there? Wasn't breaking the law? Have any of these people filed a content strike?
Turns out they just do it for you. You couldn't cook up a more incriminating statement if you tried.
Yeah, I know.
Denim's the queen of self-owning. You prevail again. There's one thing about copyright.
You know, it's one thing being a liar, but a stupid liar really can get you in trouble. You got to be smart. Like Chud.
That you should know is that you got to register it before you publish to be eligible for statutory damages and attorney's fees, which is the main biting force of a copyright infringement lawsuit. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys now, I, Ethan Klein, have registered Hassan Piker Content Nuke with the United States Library of Congress. Some of you guys out there sweating? Even though theoretically I could sue a lot more creators and rake in millions of dollars, but the purpose of this is not.
No. You sue one or two to see if it works, then you can go after the other ones. That's the smart way to do it.
Financial gain. People like XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that. I don't want to chill the reaction community into fear. Actually, the opposite. I hope that.
But that's the problem, and I can't believe nobody told
but
you
he's
this.
still suing them.
Your intention, yeah, I get your intention, but you could still chill them by accident. The road to hell was paved with wonderful intentions. You could absolutely chill it by accident, and then what? Then when something like this happens again, you don't get the support. Nick can't run it. I can't do it. Nobody can do it. Any of your support, it's out. Bang. I have no doubt in my mind that you're not trying to chill, you're trying to get back at these anti-Semites. I have no doubt in my mind. And screw them, who cares? But yeah, I don't care if they get away with it if it chills the community, if it attacks the ecosystem.
That we can all unite against this type of egregious behavior that not only makes us all look bad, but could destroy the commentary.
It'd be funny if he sues me for this.
Community as we know it.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow.
Yeah, I mean, she's admitting the theft. It's right. Yeah, I hope you're right, Ethan. Somebody must have convinced
I
him.
do hope Ethan wins, though. I really do.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well,
but
I hope. No, yes and no. Yeah, actually, no. Do I hope Ethan wins?
I mean, fuck that. I mean,
I tell you something. I tell you something. It's
much.
A lot safer the creator for this channel and the creators I know. Yes, no, I could get sued for my backlog if he doesn't. So yeah, if he doesn't win, I'm gonna be, oh, that sucks. Yeah, those guys really stole your IP. Whew. You know, no, I'm not. I'm not like, whoa. Too many streams I might have to delete. You think I'll be looking like Frogan? So I'm like, eh.
Subscribe.
Yeah, fair enough.
Prime.
That's if. This is a lot of what if. If it sets a precedent, all the companies go after me, and oh, God forbid, all the times GameSet, I'm out of here. I'm done. So is everybody else, by the way. I just don't think this is worth it. I think there's a lot. There's some lawsuits that need to go out there for sure. This wasn't one of them.
The state of reaction content on Twitch is so broken, these creators feel comfortable looking right into a camera and
he'll go after Keemstar. I don't think so. I think they've made peace, right? I think
for the
from
most
everything
part.
I'm hearing is
Yeah,
they're good.
yeah.
They're both good right now.
saying outright, hey, I'm stealing this guy's content. Pay me instead of him. This is not a healthy environment. And with people like Hassan reacting to entire TV shows on stream, my fear is that Sony or...
You can only do that on Twitch. You can't really do... Here you get claimed, like insta-claimed. Actually, the stream will shut off right in the middle. You might even get a strike. Remember when you watched, this is years and years ago, you were a kiddo. You watched the scene from True Romance? And the stream just went...
Yeah.
It didn't happen. I didn't get a strike. I just booted it back up. But I mean, that was it. That was lost forever.
Disney comes along, sues everybody, and sets a devastating precedent that could endanger our entire field. Now, before I tell you who the 3 people I'm suing are, I just want to make it clear that they all met this very specific high bar of criteria.
Yeah, for you. Yeah, I get it. You're like that's what the convincing part was. All right, if they're here, they won't be affected down here. You don't know that. You don't know what the judge is going to rule in your favor, partly your favor, partly in their favor, or have it go all the way to the Supreme Court, and they look at the DMCA and say, we don't think it's constitutional because it doesn't allow creators to protect their IP. We're fucked! And I can't believe, look, I get you don't like these people. I don't like these people at all. I think Ethan is way more palatable than these psychopaths. I mean, look, the way I see it is the pro-Palestinian crowd is the same mentality that brought down the towers. And I spent 10 years of my life, you know, getting involved and personally being... I was in the war on terror, for Christ's sakes. I feel like that's the same mentality. They are my enemy. So, I mean, yeah, I'm all about it, but damn, your intentions may not matter in court. Just like them saying, well, this counts. Oh, God, wouldn't it be funny if all those lefties have to cite Akil, obviously? As president, all their lawyers, that'd be so great. We don't know which way it's going to go. Here's what I do know. Unchanged, we're fine. Now, in fairness to Ethan, it was going to happen either way. Somebody was going to get involved in this eventually. But you know, now it's sweat time. You two will react quick.
That I set forth earlier. These people were not targeted based on their gender, their identity, their political beliefs. All three are on this list. In fact, they're the only three, as far as I could tell, that reacted to the full video. Drum roll, please.
Hey, Megan.
Who's sweating at home, guys? Casey Tron, the queen of ripping farts and bong loads.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you... Look! You think I made this?
Frogan, who...
Here's the thing. I got a dirty secret. I've always found Casey Tron very fucking funny.
Bless her soul. She's still rising.
Can I walk away and use the bathroom? Do I have permission?
Wait, is that guy pointing the gun at himself? I mean, this is the kind of shit we used to make fun of the fucking Iraqis for. What the fuck?
Well,
is he
they're
doing?
Houthis, Tommy. They're pretty fucking stupid. So
that's not how you clear a riot. I don't know anything about AKs. I've never actually picked up one, but I bet that's not the right way to clear it. But hey, or fix a jam, which they don't jam very.
Yeah, I mean,
much.
like the fucking I think the magazine is still in. Actually,
magazine is a fucking idiot, for Christ's sakes.
The fucking magazine's still in.
What is going on there? I mean, again, I wouldn't know how to clear that correctly. I never picked up an AK, but I don't know, something like I can hear my drill sergeant. You know.
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
You have to look down the barrel at an AK to clear it.
Listen, fuckhead.
Yeah. Jesus.
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happened?
And Denim's the queen of self-owning. And my God, is she the queen of that?
It's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan.
Oh my God, bro, I love you. Hassan, can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
That's a funny.
None of the hostages that have been released so far have said that they have been raped. The hostages have public statements. You can go look at them.
The sexual assault I experienced should never happen to any human being.
I mean, you know what's so stupid about that statement? Let's pretend we live in a world where these people wouldn't fucking rape Jews and humiliate them after what they did. Let's pretend. Okay? This is what happened on Jet. Nobody got raped. Are you with me, Vault? Nobody got raped, right?
All right.
We know that. That's an undeniable fact in this fantasy fucking world. One of them's going to claim it by the law of averages. You know?
This Yemeni kid is just a Yemeni kid with a gun and is not a Houthi, and there is no proof of him being a Houthi.
Are you a soldier?
Yeah, clear an AK.
Yes. That seems pretty
clear an AK is a much better custom.
definitive.
He never said.
Yeah, what is the whole thing about clearing him about being a Houthi? You know, he's a terrorist. I feel better. I mean, God.
Hassan Nasrallah was a good guy.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen.
Now for the fun part.
Somebody's talking to Willie Mack. This kind of shit Willie Mack does. Dipshit. But it also, here's why everything we just saw was really funny. And Ethan's really good. And he's rich for a reason. He's a big YouTuber for a reason, all that other stuff. But it also shows that he's not going after him because of copyright. You know, he'd say, oh, we have this really high bar. Something tells me I could watch Shaun the Black and find that same high bar I don't know that for a fact. I mean, yeah, probably. No. Luffy the pirate admitted to being with the captains. Yeah, what's the issue? Whether he's a Houthi or not? Well, he's not a made member. He's associate. He can get his button.
Yeah, the freaking fingers. They have a sword and gun on the table.
He didn't get his button. He's only associate. That's his rank.
Yeah, he has to swear on their saint.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, let's take a look at the complaints, and let's start with my favorite of the three, the very own, the prestigious, the highly acclaimed.
Here's another thing I want to point out. He advertised this as a content nuke. I think that was a bad idea because we thought we were getting like an iDubbbz or something like that.
No, me too. No, me too.
Yeah, I thought so
like
too.
The
And when I saw this,
notifications.
I'm like,
iDubbbz video.
When I saw this, I was like, oh, yes. I did hear this was in the pipeline too.
Highly analytical, Caseytron.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily.
She gained a lot of weight, huh? She used to be hot, right?
A lot of drunks.
I suppose. I mean, weed. I don't know. Weed is whatever.
Really supporting Ethan Klein. So we're going to watch it.
Well, that's a really dumb thing to say, don't you think?
Oh, she was always fat. Thanks, Seth. Girls are in there. Look at the women. She's always fat! She was fat! Women are awful. They hate each other.
Why are you so comfortable? We've given each complaint a clever little title.
Wait,
and
the
here's
actual
Caseytron's.
content nuke is
She
going to drop
smoked.
today?
Really?
Huh.
Really?
If so, then can't wait.
Then I apologize. Then I take that back. Thanks for the comment.
Yeah.
More than
I'm going to watch the whole thing. Take a piss. This is where I disagree. He psyched them out
Yeah, me
in order
too.
to ensure that he didn't know he was coming and they prep for the wrong thing. Oh. Get in here, agent. Explain yourself.
Spoke. Caseytron smokes 42 times during her reaction. And just as a silly thought experiment, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking? And thinking there was no way that that could be true. Well, we tallied them up, and lo and behold, there's 15 minutes, 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes.
That's a lot of smoking.
That's so funny. That's funny.
Okay, so like, would smoking be considered fair use? What if that president said?
I got no business saying that she gained weight, but I thought she gained weight.
In 55 seconds.
Did you think she's fat, agents?
Yeah.
Was she always chubby? Wasn't she? Like
I think
a
so. Maybe back in the early days she wasn't, but I know she is now.
She's
I
not a
know she
booby
has been
streamer
for a
anymore, but she
while.
was a booby streamer for a while, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Smoking. She spent 3 minutes and 15 seconds longer smoking than she did talking in her quote-unquote reaction. And whatever talking she did was just to express how confused she was, presumably from smoking 42 times.
All right, what part did you disagree with me, agent? This is pretty funny.
It was the one where you were saying that labeling it a content nuke was
that's it. But he's releasing something later today. Are you verifying that?
I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah,
I was
just
just disagreeing with. I was disagreeing with what you were saying about.
I just think
it
it's
being a bad
optically
idea.
a bad idea. Don't clickbait. People hate being clickbaited as much as they say they don't. They do. They really hate it. So why do it? I'm just saying it's an optically thing. You know?
Yeah.
No, you might be right. Maybe it doesn't matter as much as I think it does. I just think I don't like that. If I was in the room and they're like, let's kind of feign content nuke, I was like, not a good idea because A, B, and C. That's all I'm saying. I could be wrong. Maybe it doesn't make a fucking lick of difference. And if it doesn't make a lick of difference, I don't care. But I do want him to be successful. I am kind of rooting for him. You know? What's Hitman saying?
Yeah.
Caseytron 2016. Hold on a second. We're getting to the bottom of Caseytron being fat. She definitely looks better there, huh?
Now, in fairness,
All right. Is
she add a filter?
Probably husky here, but it's not like overweight. Not maybe healthy weight. I don't know. I'm weird. I don't care if a girl's 210 or 20 pounds. No, maybe if they're 5 feet tall, they shouldn't be 120 pounds. Yeah, but yeah, this is supposedly 2016 according to Sip Ma'am. So I don't know.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
The complaint continues. Indeed, Caseytron is often too obliterated to comment on the nuke, and instead stares blankly at her computer screen. In a span of 2 hours and 7 minutes, Casey Tron smokes marijuana, frequently in highly concentrated forms through vaporizers, on 42 separate occasions. At one point, Casey Tron is so wasted.
You smoke pot, Agent?
No, I do not.
You know, yeah, I see the vaporizers that get you high. I don't know. I'm the old-fashioned way.
I'm sure he's talking about the vape pen, and that's pretty much it.
I still have the same pot
like
from.
we saw a bong.
I still have the same pot from
Yeah, and
last
that as
summer.
well.
This is like totally sealed. Maybe it's not totally sealed.
Just fucking open?
I don't know. No, it's not. It's totally sealed. But I mean, it's probably not that good. I imagine. I don't smoke that much. No.
That she states, quote, "What is happening? I'm trying to follow, but I've lost the plot." To give you an idea, the majority of her commentary comes down to this.
I don't understand this bit that he's doing.
I bet her streams was the most fun.
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
CPM's coming out of Qatar.
What the hell
you
is
kids
going
love anime, right?
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
So funny.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you look? You think I made this? This isn't a music video, Hassan.
And as dumb as
she's pretty fat there.
Okay, buddy.
Whatever. I think they want.
So, would you smash?
No, I'm married. Perfect. No.
all of that is, this is the part that.
All right. Yes. That looks like the heavy metal fucking 80s chicks I fucking dated.
Now let's jump to now.
Yeah, jump to now.
No.
Man.
Really got her sued.
If I was drunk
I wouldn't say
maybe.
fuck no, but let's just say I wouldn't tell you.
I've been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. Without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. So we're gonna watch it. What the fuck?
See, now I'm starting to think her tweet was like legitimate. Like he's suing me for smoking pot. Help! All right, Casey Tron. I hope she gets off because she's funny.
What is going on here?
Stating outright that her intention of doing this is so that people who don't want to support me can watch it through her is why copyright infringement laws exist. You could not and should not do that.
Contact eye for action. Thank you, Red Worm.
Especially if your commentary consists of you taking bong loads. At least try to engage with the content. Whoa, what was that? Oh, sorry. That was a flying star. It almost got me. You know her and you love her, guys. Frogan. Reaction by exiting. Here she is getting up to leave the video running as she steps out of the room. Is that transformative? I guess the judge will decide. She said, quote,
yeah, that's my fear there, Ethan. Yeah, they are.
Quote, it's time to watch the new nuke.
I know, somebody must have convinced him. Ugh.
Yeah.
That if we
I'd
sue
say so, yeah.
these people, it lessens the chance or eliminates more than likely the chance that there would be a precedent, a negative precedent set.
Yeah, I'm like a really good lawyer. Or something, yeah.
No. Maybe a friend.
Ethically,
possibly.
Hell yeah. Huh. Very smart to say on camera, by the way. She said, quote, thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me.
Yeah, how much you want to bet whoever told him that wasn't a lawyer? No, I disagree with that. Or maybe it was. Lawyer, like, what do I got to get this guy to give me money? All right, I'll tell him he has no... I mean, Jesus Christ. No, I take that back. It probably was a lawyer. You know, that's what they told... I got over this in the divorce court. You know, like they tell you, you're good. She can't do anything to you. You know, yeah, bullshit. You're getting divorced. You're a man. You're going to lose. The only thing you do is minimize damage. So yeah, the lawyers say fucking anything. We can do this, and this won't happen. Whoops! I didn't see. This is complete. That judge screwed everything up. I can't believe it. Really bad judge. Sorry. Tough luck. Send me my retainer.
So welcome, and I'm so glad that you were able to enjoy that day Her commentary is so non-existent that even her own fans begin to call her out.
I don't have anything to say, dude, because he's cycling the same fucking points over and over again. What more commentary do you need on him repeating the same fucking points for the whole first hour and 1 minute and 32 seconds? It's been the same shit over and over again. This video could have been condensed into 20 fucking minutes. Like, what commentary do you want me to add by, like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot, he's mentally ill, and he's having a mental breakdown and uploaded it to fucking YouTube? Are you gonna make at least one good point? What do you want me to make a point on?
Oh, I forgot.
She doesn't have any. That might be used against her. You have no. You're not even attempting to make it transformative. You can't. You're unable to make it transformative. Yeah.
Also said, "Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing. You may use the bathroom, Frogan, although I don't advise it."
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
This into your stomach.
I think think about the precedent that's been set now, even though there's no legal precedent yet. No one's getting up to the bathroom again. Boy.
People will be pissing in bottles.
Yeah, you're damn right.
And let me state the obvious. Jew and
that's already.
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happens?
Well, you just pause it. That's it. You just pause the video, right? Like, you get up and you go to the bathroom. You just pause it. They should be watching for you. But if you get up to go to the bathroom and they keep watching my video, they're clearly not watching for you, right?
I mean, pretty much. If I did this, right? I'm going to the bathroom, and you'd probably be all right. You know, that's not what's happening here.
As lazy and pathetic as her reaction is, this is not why she's getting sued. This is.
Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me. First time viewer, time to watch the nuke ethically? Hell yeah. I found my way from Reddit. Hi
guys. Hell yeah. It's almost funny. Yeah, sure. And we saw in the Carl Jobs case, like, people hate shit like that. Like, the judges hate shit like that. This ain't a jury deciding.
By the way, Billy Mitchell released a statement about Ethan's video.
Great.
We could go over that later.
What did he say? Oh, God. I hate.
Pretty funny.
Like, I get why Nick's sort of pretend because it's funny and it's kind of a meme, but that guy is a dirty fucking cheat. Dirty litigious cheat.
Dude, that's the video game player of the century, right? So watch your fucking mouth.
Like, Carl Jobs really fucked up royally. Yeah.
He really did.
Come Reddit, people.
Billy Mitchell is a legend either way. I'll give him that. But Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
He is.
Now, he's taken off the current roster of, watch what I say. He's been taken off the current roster of Twin Galaxies for a reason.
Reddit people.
Yeah, being too good.
Snark Reddit. Ethan is so pathetic while his son is in Japan. I'm bothered.
I get why. Like, it is. Like, I watch him on Nick's and, like, whoever's writing, because there is a rumor that it's his son, not them. It is funny. I'm not going to say it isn't. But I thought his son was in West Point. Where does he get the time to do this shit?
We're having a great time. Exactly. We're going to watch it live. Yes. He doesn't want people to know when it's dropping because we're all.
His recent behavior says, I like him now. He's climbing on all these morons. Yeah, that's true. But, don't forget his, all I can say is, forget Carl Jobs. Remember all the other people he sued. The Twin Galaxy stuff. I mean, god damn. And by the way, just by some fucking miracle, the Donkey Kong thing drew like Mame. The Donkey Kong original born drew like Mame just one time. His expert testified to that it was actually possible. Just happened to do it. Just happened to draw the girders like Mame. That's why they got the settlement. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I believe he's cheated. Oh.
Watching through other streamers.
Is there drop dead proof? No. But I believe it by the evidence that I was shown.
Watch it through other people as well.
It's the stated malicious intent to steal. They talk about watching ethically, but
Carl Jobs should not have fucking hinted this is about cheating, and it wasn't. It was about defamation. And so he's getting what he deserves, too.
I learned not to steal when I was 5. Up next is Denims. And honestly, just take a look at this, guys. It's a nightmare on Denim Street. Not only did she chair react, but she was kind enough to write her name right at the top just so that we knew that she was stealing my content and it was her room and nobody else's. Judge, did you know that we're on Denham's Street right now? Here's some quotes from Denham's. We're relying on you.
Well, he really lost a lot of weight. Somebody asked me,
Yeah, he looks great.
"Hey, have you ever talked to Ethan? What would you say?" He's like, "What are you eating? Yeah, I want to do what you're doing."
You to stay live so we don't have to give the nuke views. Yeah, I'm going to stream it. Since he's confirmed it's coming out today, I'm going to stream it. That is very explicit. Denham said, quote, "Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, give me a follow,
God,
subscribe,
that's gonna burn
throw a prime if you like my content." Your content? The Queen of
Jesus Christ, she's making money off of fucking telling people to avoid the original work. Holy shit.
Own included a countdown timer so we could tell exactly how long she was away. After being gone for a few minutes, she returns and then sits silently for another couple of minutes eating.
I'm gonna go pee, and hopefully, when I'm back, they're done with this.
Right.
You do look better.
Mr. 305. I see it.
Dude, you should do this.
I have an alternate.
We're relying on you to stay live so we don't give more views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, we're gonna stream it. If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it, you know.
Oh, she's instructing people to break.
Fuck.
I don't know. I mean, can you get in, like, if I teach somebody how to break the law, are you some? I don't know. I'm not gonna. I know that's way out of my fucking wheelhouse.
Come enjoy the watch party somewhere else. If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like.
How do you argue fair use after you say something like that? How?
Yeah, I mean, like, you're kind of just admitting to it.
How?
You're just admitting to it.
How?
Yeah.
Jesus.
The content, if you enjoyed your time here.
He's suing me for fair use. Help protect me. Well, no, it sounds like he's suing you for this.
I'm going to be honest, I did not want to watch that by myself.
She can't argue fair use. John, that's all she can argue. That's all she can argue. When I say how is it going to work? Not how can she can or can't do it. That's about all she's got.
Unless, like, she says it's political, which is also something that she could possibly do.
Yeah, but that's not going to matter. It's just going to come down to. And
but the whole lawsuit. Yeah,
I'm going to get into this with what I've seen with the legal documents, which I only glanced over. I'll be perfectly honest with you. They kind of rub me the wrong way. You know,
commercialize it by asking you to reward me financially for stealing his content. That is like.
Ethan is just suing them in such a. I don't think anybody actually cares. Now, Wood Guy. Now, if a precedent changes the YouTube ecosystem, that's different. That changes everything. And the people that are saying that nobody cares are going to all of a sudden care. I know the content creators will. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I get that. At least you're being honest about it. Sure. Yeah, I agree. I hope he gets away with it in the ecosystem. Yeah, I guess that's best case scenario. They're generationally poor and the ecosystem's ineffective. Something tells me that's kind of too clean a victory, and it's going to be somewhere something different. That sounds like Keffels. Yeah.
Chef kiss. By the way, Denham's had a very successful.
You misread what I meant. I said he doesn't care about fair use. Yeah, we agree. He just wants.
Yeah, probably.
We agree. Well, no, we actually agree. I misunderstood what you said. Okay. He just wants. Yeah, I do. I know that. And I think that goes against him too. That's a good point. Like if that's kind of a court of public opinion thing. Your intent is not what you say or telling the court. Your intent is to go after the people for revenge. Everybody knows that. That's not a secret. So you can't sit there and kind of grandstand on fair use when you're only using this particular thing, which they may have broke the law and they may have to be held accountable, but you don't care about that. You care about these people breaking the law. So,
or like what DM King said, her defense could be just that Ethan hated them.
If he wins, what are the other creators going to do? What are the Haas's of the world going to do? I don't know. Reframe them. It'd be funny if Haas sues them again.
Full stream. She had 43,000 people watching her live. Take a look at the title of her Twitch stream. Ethan Klein Hassan Content Nuke Watch Party. A watch party? I don't think that's fair use. Now, Denim's, of course, always delivering the goods. She went on this dude's podcast to debate fair use.
Ethan better pray the judge is not Jewish so it doesn't get thrown out on bias. First of all, nothing gets thrown out on bias. It gets thrown out from a higher court if there's some kind of problem. But you don't have to recuse yourself for being Jewish. I'm sure of that.
And would you...
He would have to recuse himself if he had a personal connection to Ethan Klein or his family. He'd be talking about domestic terrorist community.
I'd be surprised if I told you she said a lot of incriminating things in that podcast. The queen of self-own never disappoints.
I want to be clear on my opinion on.
I feel like this after something similar of Thunderfoot for Sven and Fang match. I don't know how you are wrong, because all Thunderfoot wanted is an apology. Ethan's pissed. You're wrong, Top Load Gaming.
Like filler content and stuff. Like I think filler content, like you shouldn't do it.
Is that JXE?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I know I do it as a React stream, and I try to do it only when I do it with like Vox videos or Vice videos and stuff like that, because at least I'm not like directly ripping from one content creator and not like a whole team and stuff.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's either copyright abuse or it's not. If you're either within the law or outside the law. It's pretty binary. So Jesus.
And most of those videos have like 5 million views. I only get like 500 viewers. Like I'm taking maybe 50 views from the video. It's a lot harder to feel like, I guess, bad about that. Whereas like I would feel very bad about
none of this is relevant. But she doesn't think
when
she's saying this, she has no idea she might get sued.
doing that to like a single content creator. The majority of people say that they literally wouldn't watch Hell's Kitchen unless I was streaming it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm reacting hard enough. You know, I'm sure if you click on a random part in the video, I might not be saying anything, sure, whatever. And I might walk away from the screen. But it's about like the communal thing. It's why like fucking Toast started
Jaxie actually probably doesn't like me, but I've always kind of liked him. I think he's very good at what he does.
Streaming Death Note. It's not about the actual show at a certain point. It's the same reason you watch shows with your friends. You want to watch it with other people. A lot of people go to watch streamers on Twitch for their React content almost as a curator. So they don't actually want to go through you.
I did find this illustration, the face of Fupa. Yeah, what face? Nobody ever got a dime. Is suing just a little weird to me. Yeah, this idea sucked, Rebutting. It sucked. Too many things can go. There's too many things that can't be accounted for. Something tells me I can only account for what I can think of. What can't I think of that I don't know could go that could go wrong? It's just a bad idea, and it's too revenge oriented. And in my experience, and there's no like, when you go out for, if you use one reason to go after somebody for another, something always goes wrong.
YouTube themselves and watch a bunch of videos, and they probably never will go through YouTube and click a bunch of videos. They like going to Twitch because they like to have it as like, this streamer is curating fun content that I want to watch.
Like, I'm
From the people that I've talked to, the people who watch Twitch content are specifically there to watch it so they don't have to scroll through YouTube and find a video they like. If someone watches content, I already said this, if someone watches content on someone else's stream, there is a very low likelihood that they're going to go watch it separately and give you like the view or the like, or the people who are watching content on Twitch, curated Twitch content on Twitch, aren't necessarily people that would be watching content on YouTube.
That, my friend, is
every one of them is a justification to the public and nothing to do with anything illegal. So it's probably a pretty good segment by Ethan there.
Called theft, and you're a thief, and now I'm suing you. This is just a testimony to how brazen.
I give him that, man.
I can tell his story.
He's still pretty
I can tell
funny.
his story now. We had
What?
I won't say his name because he was a great kid. When I was in Little League, we had this one guy on the team, happened to be Jewish, great baseball player, hell of a first baseman, right? Loved baseball too. Just a great kid, right? He was the guy that always got beamed. I mean, always. No one ever. I've never seen in my life so many teams. There's always one guy in the team that you wouldn't know this because you didn't grow up in the States, but like there's always one guy. And baseball people that grew up in Little League, there's always one guy in the team that gets it more than everybody else, right? Well, our guy is a really good athlete too, and I think the actually amount of times that he got beamed ruined his future baseball career. If he had a shot at one, let me see if I can refresh this bitch. Nope. Got to do it the old-fashioned way. Somebody's telling me there's something wrong on YouTube's end, and that's why this stuff is happening, by the way. Well, my agent told me that, so who knows if
he's like right here.
What the fuck's he know? What do you know, agent?
I just know that YouTube has been crashing the chat for months now.
Yeah.
So
Super great. Well, that didn't work, so I guess that's it. What do we got here? Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Like, I'll say it. I mean,
it only goes so long.
Pretty
It only
funny.
goes so long. That's the problem. Like, the first one works and then it doesn't walk. Like runs out of memory or something. Yep, connected. Oh, there we go. Thank God.
Hey.
All
right.
What was I talking about?
We're back. There we go.
And how safe they've, gotten. That she thinks she can
Thanks
go
for
on
follow.
out in public on video and say shit like, I'm still.
That guy right there, he was recording my boring Daisy streams and just the part I spoke on. He's fucking nuts.
Stealing this content because I want
that's
to.
not fair
I'm
use.
coping, even though I know it's stealing. When people.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. It probably wasn't, but there's no way in the world I'm ever going to fucking strike him. You know why? Because I'm worried about the ecosystem. Let him get his fucking laughs in. I don't care. Let him twist it the way he wants. I can defend myself. I don't want to change the ecosystem.
People watch it with me, they're definitely not going to go watch the original. Like, you are way too comfortable committing crimes out in the open. Well, there you have it.
Civil offense, not crime.
3 separate lawsuits for 3 separate geniuses.
I mean, a civil offense is a crime, but it's not like, I don't know. I'd have to ask a lawyer the actual definition.
I want to make it clear again, and I hope it's been obvious about why I'm suing these 3 people.
I get it.
And not others.
Guess what? You're going to fuck
These
us either
people
way.
not only violated all of the principles of fair use, they also did it maliciously.
I'm
And
sure
that's
they
the part
are.
that
They are
really
doing
got
malicious.
me.
He's right about that.
I think if you're a reactor on Twitch, for the most part, if you make a good faith effort to comment, and if you make a good faith effort to promote the author, to link to them.
Imagine this case changing all those good faith people's, changing YouTube, and all the good faith people are affected by it. Did we think of that? That's my problem.
To try to drive traffic to the original video, I think you're probably pretty much doing the right.
All right, Captain Dan the Fireman, the ecosystem needs to change if their behavior goes unchallenged. I don't know what their anti-Semitic behavior, so we all have to lose if their behavior goes unchallenged. Now, at least that's if you're saying they need to change because the law's not being followed. Well, at least you're being consistent there. But I probably couldn't have done this. You ever think of that? Again, I could say I've always liked the bar low. I always like a few people to look the other way, let the unethical people slide because it doesn't affect the people that are making good faith effort. If you go after the bad faith, unethical people and they change, it might overcorrect. That's my argument. They may overcorrect and it might not be good. And YouTube will react. They do not want to be in court. They'll strike the fuck out of everybody too.
I mean, like when you like add a definition to it. It could just like mean a million things.
Yeah.
It could be either positive or negative. So.
Specifically, the Twitch ecosystem. Yeah, but it's the judge is not going to rule that Twitch has to do this. The judge is going to rule that this can't happen. This is what fair use is. This is the definition, and all the platforms will react accordingly. That's what's going to happen. They're not going to say, oh, it's only about Twitch. No, it doesn't work that way. It's the precedent. The precedent is for everybody. If the lawyers at YouTube say, we cannot continue to allow the creators on the platform to continue to stream in this particular manner based on the precedent, guess what? Done. That day. That's it. It's not going to be because, they ruled against Twitch, not YouTube. No, they're not. They ruled against Casey Tron. They ruled against Frogan. They ruled against thing. That's my problem here.
Right thing, and that's fine. And I would never sue someone for that.
That's another. Everybody's really like, what about Akil? I hope they cite Akil, obviously. I really do. That would be so funny if Akil obviously gets cited. But what if the judge looks at Akil and it's okay, fine. This particular decision was wrong by this judge. I'm going to overrule it. Or I'm going to make it abundantly clear. We shall see. It really depends on how they read the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. And I am not smart enough to tell you, and nobody the lawyer is to say, to give you an idea how judges would go about looking like that. Because at the end of the day, humans decide this, not computers.
Take it to these 3 absolute morons to state their intention.
Sorry. Hey, don't worry, but don't fucking get in your driving. Stop typing in your car. It's okay. I'm not attacking you, by the way. I'm just like, I like to think I'm looking at the big picture. By the way, overwhelming odds. Everybody fucking relax. It's not that I'm wrong. It's maybe got go that far.
To steal my property on video.
Type some more
to all the
You need a car accident sound effect now.
detractors who are saying that I'm targeting women, that I'm a hypocrite for suing for copyright infringement. I just have this to say. I don't care. What I do hope, though, is that you'll support their crowdfunding efforts to defend themselves. Because let's face it, I want to make sure there's money left over for me when I win my lawsuits. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a great time. I'll see you around.
I forgot how funny he can be sometimes.
He is fucking funny. He really is funny.
In theory, YouTube shouldn't have to change anything. They already have the DMCA system. Yes, but there's no court. Demonic Abyss has defined what this means. They have to keep it, obviously they have the first H3 case, but they could, like, if it goes to the Supreme Court, they could say this is what this law means, and that could dramatically change the way that law is practiced and applied now. That's what I'm saying. Those things can change. I don't have a hate boner for Ethan Klein. All right. If anything, I don't like the people that are against him. I also do think, and I've been very afraid, that he got in bed with a bunch of fucking communist wackos, and he's reaping the benefits of hanging around the worst types of people. That being said, whatever his intentions are, while I sure are super good, and whatever people feel like, you know what, maybe you're right, fuck them, it still can change the playing field. And I do think that a lot of creators out there that are completely throwing in with Ethan Klein may end up regretting it one day on two fronts. It might affect their content, and it may affect the way they're looked at in the public. So you could look at my statement and say it's middle of the road or wishy-washy or something like that. No, it's based on a statement on what I know and don't know. And what I don't know is a lot. I don't know which way it's going to go. And you know what? Nobody does. Even a lawyer would have a better idea than I would. But he doesn't know. Strange things happen all the time. Mistakes are made. Courts are reversed. Those courts can be reversed. But it usually takes years to get it back. Like court makes a decision and everybody's like, wow, yeah, I kind of liked it the old way. I kind of like the old way. Well, it's going to take years to go back to the Supreme Court to get it reversed if it goes to the Supreme Court, which I don't think it will. I think more than likely these people will settle. He'll probably take the money, and then he hopes that creates the effect that it wants. He doesn't. He wants revenge. Like, who am I fucking kidding? He wants revenge. And you know what? I feel the same thing way about him as I feel about Pixie. So what if he does? Those people are the worst. To me, they're terrorism supporters. I dedicated 10 years of my life against Islamic terrorism. So I get it. Well, there you go. Let's see what else is up here. All right. I don't know all the context of this, but Beckett put this out there. This was filed in a real legal document, and I did skim through this. This doesn't feel very low. I hope he didn't skimp.
Is this not fair use?
Like, I don't know. Immediately, I don't have the press. I don't fucking feel like going through all this shit. But why
yeah, me too.
This is like the Yasser Arafat of the 40s, apparently. And Hitler and Himmler, good guys, according to him. What a shock.
Buddies, dude.
They're buddies. But I mean, like, what possible relevance
could
this have other than to show? And that's another thing. Hey, Denims, Frogan, all you guys, they're getting sued. It's not going to matter. It's only going to matter whether you broke the law or not. Hey, Ethan, it doesn't matter if they're anti-Semites or not. It's just the law. I don't know. Maybe you're trying to. Maybe you're hoping you do get a Jewish judge. What?
So I guess maybe he's trying to show intent behind why they would steal his content.
Yeah, it could be intent. I don't know all this stuff, and I'm sure a lawyer could explain this bit, but something this rubs me the wrong fucking way.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Casey Schwann is
1,000 years of Hitler content, Tommy. Endless Hitler content.
Yeah, but this is a bizarre statement. Casey Schwann is not known for intellectual. How do you say that? Acumen, or is not known for it, or analytic prowess. Well, how relevant would that be in the court? Did she do it or not? No, the rule doesn't say you have to be smart or an intellectual. The rule just says is it's transformative or the law. Well, why would that? This just seems like, you know what it feels like? A teenager wrote it. Like a lefty teenager, and they're putting all the emotional stuff in there, and like they're stupid and they're bad. Who fucking wrote that? I mean, look, again, there may be more to this. Maybe a lawyer could tell me, like, no, you're wrong. This is the reason they're putting it in there. All right, I'll concede on that if you could show me. But there's a weird vibe to this. Now, here's the thing. He doesn't know anything more about American law than I do. But I can, and I'd be happily said I was wrong. What's this one? The moderators of H3 Snark subreddit, H3 Snark, knew that Casey Chalmers' viewing session would serve as an alternative to watching the nuke. Well, I don't know why that's a problem. Because they directed them. I don't think this is an issue right here, in fairness to Ethan. I'm not going over this. Fuck this. It's boring. I want something funny. I don't know. Whether they're racist, whether they're anti-Semitic or not, are not going to matter. It shouldn't even come into question. Maybe intent. That's the only thing I think of. What the fuck's wrong with my goddamn computer going on and off all the time? Oh, I know. Damn it. Maybe it's loose.
Well, is it?
Like, yeah, I thought it was.
Is your lighting?
That's the lighting.
Oh,
you got it. Thanks. Fix the lighting. Yeah, huge bomb risk, but in legalese. Yeah, like, well, what's that gonna have to do with anything? But I know he was just making fun of her. Well, so I don't know. It doesn't. When skimming through this doesn't feel very good.
Well, like he thinks maybe if the judge laughs, if he could
just remember the
get
source.
a chuckle out of the judge, he'll be on his side.
Just remember the source.
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer. It's like you people. It's surface level.
State of reaction content on Twitch is so
unless you're a lawyer and call in
broken. These creators feel comfortable looking right into a camera and saying outright, "Hey, I'm stealing this guy's content. Pay me instead of him." This is not a healthy environment. And with people like Hassan reacting to entire TV shows on stream.
Check Azan stream.
What's he doing? That's current? That's live?
It's current. He's not there. It's live.
Can we get a thing about this?
He's not there.
I guess they had a falling out, huh?
I don't know, man.
That's fucking funny. Let's see. Ethan says he can now subpoena Reddit since they listed the H3 Snark. Well, there's the reason. There would be a reasonable reason what they should. They colluded with these creators to help make a market substitute for work. Yeah, you probably can subpoena them. That sounds right to me.
Creators of the Snark that I show in this video, they colluded with these creators to help create a market substitute for my work. And it was pinned by moderators. So these moderators are named as co-conspirators. And now that we've filed a complaint officially, we can subpoena Reddit for to see.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. If they're showing people how to break the law, they definitely can be subpoenaed. Well, I shouldn't say definitely on everything, but that sounds right to me. When I say definitely anything illegally, please disregard.
If they have any identifying information so that we can also sue them.
I don't think it stops here.
Yeah.
Huh.
My advice, if you decide to start suing other people, especially people, or H3, or if Reddit or H3 Snark or whatever, just do it. Don't make it an announcement. Don't turn it into content. Just do it. People hate litigators, whether they're in the right or not. I mean, it's the biggest complaint I heard about Americans when I moved to Europe. You guys always suing each other.
It's all lawsuits.
Lawsuits. And by the way, it wasn't aimed at Jews. It was just all of us.
Okay, buddy.
Fucking spit came out of my mouth. F Reddit. We are Willie.
What?
It's just cool.
What does that mean?
I'm being sincere.
But why did you say "huh" like that?
Just because I don't think that they expected that that would be happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was worried I was going to have to add you.
No, that's like, oh shit, I got some things to delete.
Yeah, so that's the good thing. A lot of these people have already tried deleting evidence, which is no bueno.
Super. Ethan thinks Frogan Denims and Casey Tron will be begging him to settle. Don't count on it. You know, you get some anti-Palestinian group, they may think this is the propaganda war they need to win. Don't.
I mean, they are getting more and more money.
How much money?
Like all three of them right now.
Like too much, crazy, too much money. Are they over 10K either of them right now? Because it's been about
none of them.
That's a little. That sounds a little low, but over time they want 100K, right? And none of them over 10.
100K. Frogan wants 200K.
Well, you got to figure that Hassan. Well, somebody told me Hassan talked about this already. Ooh. But he's probably going to push it more. He's going to keep pushing it, I'm sure.
He might. I mean, maybe if they ask
hung
him
them out and just said, "Hey, like guys, you're fucking."
I sent you a links. I sent the links to the GoFundMe's. Tell me if you want to pull it up, like all three.
I don't want to see them. Yeah, just tell me the price. I don't need to see those. No.
Yeah. So Frogan
I don't want to help
like
them at all.
4,000.
Even with my tiny crowd, I want to help them a little bit. Screw them. You know, absolutely screw.
Yeah, Frogan is at like 4.1K. Denims is at 7.6K.
Sounds like it's a long way to 100 grand. I would have figured they got 100 grand, 10 grand the first day. You know?
No, not even close.
Good luck, mein Freund.
I'm suing somebody.
First time on the other side.
We've only ever been sued.
It's like I said, I was closing one front and opening another, and I got to tell you, for the first time in my life, it is. I'm not going to say it is a nicer feeling. Let's say being on the other side.
Right.
Especially when you know your cases are like easy slam dunks. These people are going to be begging me to settle.
This is our first time suing somebody.
First time on the other side.
We've only ever been sued.
It's like I said, I was closing one front and opening another, and I got to tell you, for the first time in
fucking whatever. All right. Denims is getting her GoFundMe ASAP. Frogan has brutal low. Vicious businesswoman behavior. Casey and Frogan will have to fight for scraps. The best part is that everybody that donates is absolutely giving the money directly to Ethan. You don't know that. They think that's the thing. You know, everybody thinks they have a plan until shit goes. I don't know. This is guaranteed. Yeah, whatever. You don't know. What if you get a biased judge? You ever think of that? What do you think? What if you get a judge that's a fucking sympathizer? You ever think of that? There's the human error. Dan can't tweet. That can't happen. Yes, it can. That's not fair. Life's not fair. I'm going to make a comment about how she would share funds with the other two. But these guys haven't even broken our figures yet. What's the matter?
We should read the comments in Frogan's and Denim's GoFundMe because they're all fucking brutal.
Oh, really? Well, that's not good.
They're all just donating to fuck with her.
Put one in the chat if you want to do that. Like $1 a piece. Oh, that's so funny.
Thank you, Glue, Guns, and Roses.
Thank you. All right, we'll get to that.
Thank you for the suggestion.
I don't think these people understand that these lawsuits are going to be 100K each just in legal fees. That's probably true. Combined with the fact that no matter what, Ethan is getting 150K minimum, plus his own legal fees for his each case. I'm guessing in Denim's case, the damage would be around 300 to 500K over the statutory 150K. That's your guess. Oh, wait a minute. He's got a legal background. Wait a minute, right?
Yeah. Agent told us earlier that he's a lawyer.
Oh, then there's a better word than it's automatically. I mean, I don't want to do an appeal to authority fallacy, but I mean, look, he has more authority than I do. That's me, and that's it. Simp man. Oh,
just click on the last link.
I'll put Simp man in. We'll read them together. Very last one. Thanks.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Scroll down.
Denim's even fair use lawsuit defense fund. Now I'm not going to hit him for that because that's probably their only defense. Right. Let's see. Ethan Klein has done more to improve Twitch than the owners and management of Twitch. Stop seeking attention online. How can you take this money in good conscience? Settle. $5. Hating Jews is hating Jews is bad. Ethan, don't settle. Bleeder bank account bone dry. Oh God, I get it. They're donating because they think Ethan's gonna get the money anyway.
He's gonna win.
Well, don't count on it, but it is funny. How can you cross a legal defense phone when there's genocide happening? Denham's your friends with you and your friends are abhorrent. And I hope you get a real job so your wages will be garnished at the end of time. $5. Hey, Dennis, I'm going to subscribe to Ethan. I figured this money would go to him anyway. Woo!
I can finally donate ethically to the Kleins.
That's so funny. Now I can finally donate to the Kleins. Originally going to donate to Children Cancer Research Fund, but it seems like a better cause. David Hand, Jam a Man of Fortune, XQC. I was going to gossip, but I think you needed more. Oh, boy. Here's $5. Give it to Ethan Klein. That's so funny. And it's not, this is not, is this for Denim? 7K?
It's for Denim.
It's been 24. We're at the 24-hour mark now.
Pretty much, yeah.
What do you got, Sip Man?
I was gonna say, be careful with the whole Dan Cade stream. Whatchamacallit? He was the guy that was always predicting that he was gonna be was gonna nuke Twitch. He had like the evidence for Dan Clancy and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
how
fair
accurate
enough.
he is.
Fair enough. But I heard he's got a legal background for whatever. Maybe I just assumed
Yeah, he does. He does. But
look. Didn't Dan Can stream said he would defend Destiny if he fucking murdered people and stuff like that?
Yes.
Here's the thing. My favorite insult is concentration camp card. Boy, that sounds like a concentration camp card statement. Nick was telling me this guy can't streams. He's doing this, that, and the other thing. And I said, yeah, it sounds like a real concentration camp card. And Nick goes, I really hate when you say that because it's totally overdone and you do it in the wrong spots. But you're right about this one. Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's right. He kind of admitted it, So yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I thought at first that he was going after, a bunch of anti-Semite wackos that had no sympathy for the victims on October 7th, right? And he's Jewish, so I get it. Now I think he's just going after because he hates other Twitch streamers, So it's like whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's honestly how that's how I view it, at least. Was there something else that Vault was talking about with Billy Mitchell making a comment about the?
Yeah, well, it's Billy Mitchell's comment. Yeah. What do we got, Vault? Vault?
Oh, he'd be right back. Here, I'll give it to you. I think this is the one he's talking about.
Ship it.
Let me send it to you.
Ship it.
I think that's the one that he's talking about.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, thank you. All right, we'll check it out. Who cares? Anyone wondering, H3H3 lawsuit against 3 streamers is not subject to anti-slap motion. Nor is it a slap. Well, it's not California. Why? Well, it's in California. Anti-slap's California only, right? Or maybe some other
Yeah, but doesn't Ethan Klein live in California?
Yeah.
They all live in California.
He's probably filed in California. Nor is slap. I don't think I think I take Dan Saltman's word on this shit more than I would Billy fucking Mitchell. Copyright infringement is not a protected activity. No, he's right about that. It's not protected speech. It's not a free speech thing. I'm going to hear this. Oh, you right-wingers that are so free speech and you won't even support them. And that's not free speech. Copyright and violating copyright is not protected. Anti-slap doesn't apply. Maybe it doesn't. Copyright suits can be tossed via slap. Saying, fuck that, Blue Guns and Roses. Fuck if I know. Maybe it can make, maybe it can't. I can't imagine that even if there is an anti-slap, that the slap would work. I mean, she's telling people in a slap situation, they're going to view some of the evidence, and the judge is just going to decide whether this can go forward. Watch this so you don't have to support the other creator. I'm thinking the judge pushes, even if whatever the situation is, I figure the judge pushes that through no matter what. And so does Saul Goodman. Anything else there,
Yeah. What I had, what's it called? No, I think like I'm pretty much I'm just gonna say this. Yeah, I'm kind of rooting a little bit for the Kleins on this one, even though I know that
Yes
the
and no.
outcome could possibly
I gotta be, but
be
it's
horrible.
safer. It's safer if they win. As much as I hate to say it, it's safer if they win. But you could look at it this way too. One day this shit's gonna come to a head. But if you like that one guy was it Captain Dan the Fisherman, right? He's like he honestly believes, I'm going to assume he's being sincere, that everybody's violating, it needs to be fixed, and everybody's violating, it needs to be fixed. The law has to be practiced the way the law is intended. That's where I'm getting from Dan, Captain Dan the Fireman. Yeah, that's true, but that in itself may be radically different across the board. And I like things the way they are now, Dan. And the problem with the way things they are now, there are people like Denims and Frogan and most of those jackasses on Twitch that are going to probably go into an area where, fair use wasn't intended. I'm willing to live with them to keep the status quo because the status quo is great. And that's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's it, man.
Thank you very much, man.
Oh, we got another caller. Bobrick, you're on the air.
All right.
What's up? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. What's up, man?
He's taking views away from a video on purpose. Is that illegal?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Saying, "Oh, I want to. You can watch me stream it, but at the same time, I'm going to give a reaction, but then don't give any views to the main video. Is that illegal?" That's what I'm trying to work out.
You're asking. You got to ask a lawyer. I can't say for sure. I can't say for sure. I don't know.
Because I looked her reaction. Okay, like the first 6 minutes she hardly speaks, but the rest of it, Demons that is, she does give a lot of pausing and giving commentary, even if it's terrible. And she's waffling on about something else.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, like the commentary doesn't have to be good. It just has to be transformative. And
he's definitely transformative.
Well, no, that's up to a. See, this thing we can't say definitely. That's up to a judge. Now it's in the judge. The judge will decide.
Oh, that's the judge.
Yeah. You're like me and you could. The word transformative is subjective. So then now it's up to a judge.
Yeah.
So you might think it is, and you might honestly think it is, and I might honestly think it's not, and it doesn't matter. It matters what the judge thinks, and that's the point. If this never goes to court, we keep the status quo. See what I mean? Now it's going to court. Now I got to sweat.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then all streamers have got to sweat because her video, I think, was transformative.
That is my biggest problem. Even Klein has to sweat. He could go from FUPA to the most hated guy on the internet like that.
Oh yeah,
like finger snap.
But maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he just wants these people to. He just wants these people to get punished for what they've done to him personally so much he doesn't care. Maybe he's blinded by that. I don't know.
All right, man. Take care. I got one more segment to do. I got one more segment to do. Oh boy. Hey, you guys want to do Chud? We got a new segment on here. We'll usually put it on the end. I call it "He's fat. He likes gawk." What do you call it? Fat. We wrote something, right? I might even make it. Oh yeah, he's fat. He likes cock. He masturbates in his sock. He's Chud Logic. And I wanted to get like that as like a football chant. I thought that'd be too fucking funny. I'm fat too. Yes, I know, but he's fat too. He looks like goddamn Jim the Mountain Man. Here's something else I want to point out. This is really funny. I am like, this is the whole thing I hate about this commentary community. It's like. Tommy C is an annoying pest, and I will crush him like one. What are you, a Decepticon? And by the way, why would you use a picture from 15 years ago? I look great there. And I'm thin. I will crush him like bug. You have underestimated me. Whoa. God, Jesus fucking Christ. Well, here's the thing. We're not doing this back and forth in the stream thing. I did the 4-hour thing. And by the way, there's a condensed version coming up. And then I'm going to release see, what I had is I had a bunch of people come in here a couple nights ago, and I'm going to be kind because they're fair, but I thought they were just regurgitating Chud's talking points. And I did okay. And then he did what, 5 hours on me? That's what I'm hearing? 5?
Yeah.
We're only doing one point.
5.
If you want to send me in a point to do, maybe we'll do it. So we're going to do that from now on. Here we go. Let's see. This.
You're gonna do the video?
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Fuck it.
Yeah,
you know,
do it.
I like this one because it's crafted in such a manner that you say, I don't know, I didn't know, but if I did, it's okay. Like it's covering all bases. It's pretty dishonest if you take a look at this, and it's just weird with Chud. He's gone from I didn't know to it doesn't matter, I don't care, which is kind of can be taken as an admission. Hey man, fuck it. Fuck Bobax. Fuck it. And that's kind of admission. So and at one point, he basically says, I didn't know, but if I did, basically, I'm paraphrasing, it doesn't matter. Well, if it doesn't matter, why don't you fucking own it? Yeah, I leaked it. Fuck that guy. I know, it makes you look like a snake. You were told not to do it.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Chud went after me and Genie apparently.
What did you guys do? Oh, you're supporting me?
What did I do?
Well, nothing. I'm sure. Do you think Chud's hair jiggles? I don't know. He looks like a hillbilly in like West Virginia. But whatever. We'll go with this. All 7 minutes. And there is something I got to kind of concede to here, but it's still like he basically tries to take both sides of I didn't know, but if I did know, it doesn't matter. And he tries to kind of desperately say that I've changed my opinion from one way to another because of one word I said. But here we go. Problem with him is because he broke Bobax's privacy, which never came out of my mouth once.
Okay. Shall we have a little listen to what his first comments were? Because he is such a fucking wretched, dishonest little snake on this point,
Sure,
right?
You'll say.
I'm going to play to you his original comments that he made about this.
Which will be near identical.
Because it's changed. It's changed
Not
over
that
time.
much. Buddy, which is a lie. That bad faith. Chud keeps telling everybody, which is a lie, that the reason I have a problem with him is because he broke Bobax's privacy, which never came out of my mouth once. It didn't. What I said...
He said that I outed his sexuality, and that was the prime thrust of the criticism that he made of me at the time.
No, it isn't. And you'll see that. You'll see he's honest enough to play it. The prime thrust is you were told.
And he alluded to the idea that me doing that led to the OnlyFans stuff coming out.
That I did, and I have conceded on in fairness to him. And that had nothing, one thing had nothing to do with the other.
That's wonderful. I'll show you in a sec.
But how do I make
But I really didn't change the prime thrust.
money off depressed people?
This is your
number one Bobax offender, yeah, I know. And the reason he tried to frame it as a Bobax is because nobody likes Bobax, and he knows it. So he's playing a popularity contest. He's not trying to crush my points.
Father's ghost speaking him.
Oh, the Father's Ghost meme's taken off. Fantastic.
Drunk old man.
Ghost
emoji.
Okay, Neil, thank you for the super chat. Listen again.
Lie. He's completely bad faith. Chud keeps telling everybody, which is a lie, that the reason I have a problem with him is because he broke Bobax's privacy, which never came out of my mouth once. Remember that. What I said is he heard something secret and spilled it for his own fucking benefit. I'll repeat it.
Okay, so that's what he claims, that's what his original criticism was and his original point was. Listen to this.
Okay, buddy.
The
this is
famous new...
This is I don't trust Chud Logic anymore. This is his original video about this. Listen to what he says about it.
Year stream, and this is the thing that really bothers me the most. And this is something I actually picked up when I was watching. Do you all remember the New Year's stream? Remember the New Year's stream?
Yeah, it was an interesting stream, to say the least.
What were the two? What was the big development in the New Year's stream?
What do you think? Destiny?
You know, Bobax with the dress, right?
Bobax, yeah.
All right. Well, this is, I think Chud even knows this. Nobody believes for a minute that Chud didn't drop that on purpose to create content on a big stream with big players all in the same community. Nobody. Keep this in mind. I know.
So, obviously, me making...
Wait a minute. Same community. Hold on a second. Listen to that again. Nobody believes for a minute that Chud didn't drop that on purpose to create content on a big stream. Isn't that my original thrust? Wasn't that my original point? I thought this changed, Chud. That's my original point. You did it for your own selfish reasons to push it out there. There you go. Big players, all in the same community. Nobody. Keep this in mind. I know. Same two statements, essentially, so far. Now, he's got an argument. I'm not going to say he doesn't.
Obviously, me making that statement, I was aware that it was likely that was potentially going to cause some sort of like moment on stream.
Yes.
Right? I wasn't certain one way or another whether that exact fact was public.
He said he wasn't certain one way or another. That was his original defense. His defense sometimes is, well, who cares anyway?
I just know that a lot of stuff had leaked about Bo Blacks, and I wasn't 100%. Now, look, if people want to think that I definitively knew that it wasn't public and I put it out there, fair enough.
That's all I'm saying. I can't read your mind. I just, through common sense, realized you knew that was going to be a moneymaker.
It's up to you. I don't think that makes that much difference either way. I don't think it...
Big O! Do you hear it? Big O! I don't think that makes difference either way. You personally don't. So that's convenient. So you could put yourself at the side of, I didn't know, and it doesn't matter if I did, who cares? I'm deceptive. I'm the only one that's conceded anything in this.
It makes me a snake, right? I think it's pretty fucking obvious when you listen to the clip, which we're going...
Yeah, he could dissect anything and make it sound like it's... And that's the whole thing. And keep in mind, this is just an internet drama. Who fucking cares? He does. He does. He knows my accusation and the common sense I'm using, and the actual pattern that he's showing does show that. Does it prove it without a doubt? No. I can't read his mind. Is it circumstantial? Yes. And it is up to you to decide. But it's so fascinating that he would sit there and say, I don't know, but it really doesn't matter if I did. Which is it? Because my only thing is, you were told not to, and you did it. That's it. That's it. You were not told not to do. You did it, and now you've been like, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter. Then you've told everybody I've made this about Bobax's privacy.
To what was happening in that New Year's stream, right? And you can also see that this idea that I just
You also could. It's funny if you play the New Year's stream, because I'm not going to go watch it yourself. New Year's stream. There's no evidence one way or another whether he knew or not. I don't know why. Like, is this just like just play it over and over again? See, and then you hear the ghost on the fucking tape. You hear the EVP.
You know, I'll be more specific.
It can be both. It's not crazy, but my accusation ends to be is that he knew. By saying that it doesn't matter if I did, it absolves him of any responsibility, and I think quite deliberately. So, like, if I'm right and he did do it on purpose, it's then he can defend himself. Who cares? And then if I'm wrong, then he could not so much if I'm wrong, but he could always sit there and until to fight back the people that are accusing him of being snaky about it. I didn't know. So he could know and not know at the same time. He he didn't, and he knows that's a contentious voice. He wouldn't have streamed that this long. He wouldn't have defended himself this long. And by the way, I want to point out that he said this was the last time. He's not covering anything else. Well, we'll see.
Let's be very specific about what we're saying here. Okay?
Nobody believes for a minute that Chud didn't drop that on purpose to create content on a big stream with big players all in the same community. Nobody. Keep this in mind. I knew about the blowback stress. And some of Bobax's critics who had enough respect for him kept that quiet too, including...
So the critics have respect for him.
You see, but he didn't know. Aiden said he shouldn't screenshot it. I'm mostly talking about... I'm not 100% sure about when I knew about the picture. I'm talking about the information. The information. It's the information. Yeah. I'm not sure. I can't honestly remember what specific. I just heard about the dress. I didn't know about photographs. I'm not sure I did. I'm not 100% sure I did.
Kept that quiet too. This is all about specifically the picture.
Not really. It could be the picture, I suppose, and I could see, in fairness to you, why you'd see it that way. But it's the information. I said that you did it, so it would create a big spark. You coming out and saying it, it just. it makes it a confirmation. You know that. You're not stupid.
Picture reference. This is all about the knowledge of the picture being leaked. Listen.
That's his words, not mine.
Further.
Nick, including. And so what does Chud do? He brings up the dress out of nowhere.
Brings up the dress out of nowhere. He brings up the dress out of nowhere.
Yes.
Remember that?
His explanation. I thought that was already public. I remember his exact quote. Would? Yeah, he played dumb like he usually does until he gets cornered. Would? Absolutely nobody believes that wasn't done on purpose. Now, who fucking cares? It's blowbacks. He's treated Nick like shit. He's a complete backstabber. He'll say absolutely. This is me making abundantly fucking clear that this is not a defense of blowbacks. And he's telling people I changed. Anything.
So he's using this here, who cares about blowbacks, as plausible deniability to act like he was making a different point. But listen.
What do you mean? This was the first video.
Same point.
How can I use
fucking point?
How can I use something that happened in the past? It's the same point. The exact same point. Now he does get me on some speech stuff, which I will concede to, but it doesn't change the point all that much.
Listen on.
Oh yeah, I think everybody's like, fuck it. But it did get some people's attention.
So it did get some people's attention.
Like he knew. I mean, God, you have to have no common sense whatsoever to think that if Chud Logic says on the stream that this will get more attention.
I believe that's an allusion to the fact that his OnlyFans got leaked, because he pushed this point further later on that me talking about the dress picture led to the OnlyFans getting.
Which I have conceded on. He's 100% correct. He is 100% correct. I thought it did. That wasn't the right timeline. He came in. He's corrected me. But that's still, even though I got that fucked, it doesn't change the point that you did this for, I think you did this on purpose to keep the content mill going. And considering you're so audience captured, you'll DM me to kind of rope us into for content. You'll rope Willie into content. And my allegation that you use your friends for content, I'm also getting calls from your pants. I'm also getting contacts from people back in BreadTube days. Do you have any friends that you haven't had a falling out with? I don't know that for a fact, but I'm actually really interested in this. Does anybody besides Queenman have a long-standing relationship with him as a content creator? Anybody? Has he not broken it off with everybody at some point?
Leaked, and I believe he recognized that he was wrong about that and ended up basically abandoning that point. But conceding the point. I didn't abandon it. I conceded. You're right. I was wrong. That's not something that's ever going to come out of your mouth. He was insistent that me talking about the existence of the dress picture led to the OnlyFans getting leaked, which isn't true. Basically, Bo Black's leaked an email address list on screen.
100%.
And someone else, unrelated directly to me, it wasn't anything to do with me, found the account and publicized it on Twitter. That was not related to me mentioning the existence of a picture of Bo Black's in a dress on the New Year's stream.
That was kind of a weird thing to do. And if you really believe that Chud believes that it was, I thought it was out there, then how come there were no videos on Bo Black's dress between the months of August and early January?
So this is the other thing that's super dishonest about this, right? There was a video about every...
You gotta cite it, bucko. What video and what does it contain?
Every single fucking thing Bo Black's had said and done in private for fucking months.
That's the problem. Was the fact that he's wearing a dress in there? I don't think so. And I think you knew that.
So this idea that, but you talked about the dress pic. You should have known because there wasn't a video about...
It's always been the information. The pic is never... I never saw the pic. I was just told we're leaving. We don't need it. That's what I was told.
The existence of a dress picture. Everything was getting fucking leaked about this guy.
Everything was getting leaked, or everything did get leaked. Because I got to be honest with you, nobody could sit there and say, nobody, not even your fans, could say, that didn't change things after the New Year's stream.
So I was uncertain because so much had come out, I didn't know. And also...
Was that kind of a cell phone? Am I crazy here? I wasn't. Well, then why are you talking about it if you're uncertain? You have been told. You have been told that this was private. Now you're uncertain and then blabbing and then playing stupid after it comes out? I'm sorry, you're a snake.
Yes, the Victoria's Secret thing. Bo Blacks had accidentally leaked that he'd made a purchase or had been looking at Victoria's Secret. So
Okay, fine. Yeah, I know about the Victoria's Secret thing. Was he sniffing it? Was he dressing a doll with it? Or was he wearing it? Did he say he was wearing it? No, he wasn't.
Also, the acknowledgement of the existence of a photo of Bo Blacks in a dress blows that out of the fucking water immediately.
What do you mean
it's
by
fucking
that?
relevant.
I don't
You still-
understand. I don't understand.
Okay, so like we're talking about something in Victoria's Secret. He showed a link from that like by accident.
Okay. Oh, he showed it by accident? Well, I think what he's trying to say...
And Chud showed...
Chud, what? No. Well, I think what he's trying to say is the Victoria's Secret's out. It's already known that he's worn the dress. Well, not really.
No,
and it really blew up when he said it. I don't think anybody knew that Bo Blacks in the public space that he was wearing dresses. They may have known about Victoria's Secret, but who the fuck knows what he's doing with it? Yeah. I'm sorry. The idea that the image, just the information alone of Bo Blacks in a dress is going to stir the pot, and he is deliberately playing stupid.
that was also the subject of commentary too. The idea that he was shopping on Victoria's Secret, which one would assume is for lingerie type stuff for women.
I think it's not 100%. Doesn't mean he's wearing it. You confirmed he was wearing it after you were told not to do it. And then now you're saying you didn't know it was already out.
So why talk about it then? Why bring it up?
That might have got some attention. But, when people point out, there was a 6-month period between nobody really talking about a dress pic or just the fact that he'd been wearing dresses, you play dumb. And if you're pressed on it, it's like, well, fucking who cares about Bo Blacks? Fuck his privacy. I'm not his friend. You can have both sides of the issue over and over and over, repetitively, over and over and over again. And shit.
This is not an issue about privacy. It's an issue of you were told something privately and you leaked it.
Well, think about the start of this.
You're
He's sitting there
information.
The words he used is, I'm changing the thrust of my answer. He plays something I had said more recently, and then he goes back and plays the other thing. And it's damn near identical. It has nothing to do with Bo Blacks' privacy. Instead, I'm saying fuck Bo Blacks. And he said that's plausible deniability. For what? For what? It's the same point. And you know what? I don't care that it's not like Chud had any kind of loyalty to Bo Blacks or anything. Oh, there's another thing I mentioned that I agreed with. But everybody pretty much agreed that maybe we shouldn't go that far if it's a sexuality. Well. All right, here's where he gets me. I misspoke here, 100%. His sexuality, I don't know if at the time, and you know what? I'm just gonna fucking own it. I don't know if I remember the timeline at the time that I said this, right? So he does kind of got me here, but I'll stick to this. Nobody knew for 100% sure he's running around wearing dresses. Misspoke. I'll give Chud a point here, but it doesn't defeat the main thrust. The main thrust is you put it out there to make content off it, which was his time that I changed it. It doesn't really change anything.
So, listen, there's nothing in this commentary about anything to do with me snaking the trust of the third party that told me. It's all about Bo Blacks, and yes, he's saying, who cares about Bo Blacks' privacy? But here, he's saying that I'm still bad because I apparently leaked Bo Blacks' sexuality.
Which he didn't do. Bo Blacks' sexuality was out by then, right?
I'm not too sure.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
None of the specifics matter. The action
sure.
None of the specifics. Yeah, that's the thing. And we're getting bogged down with specifics here, Lynn. None of the specifics matter. My main thrust, his words, not mine, didn't change. When he's pinned on it, he's so careful. I didn't know, but it doesn't really matter if I did. You can't. I'm uncriticizable. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, give me a break. You know what? I'll take the same stance you do. If you want to believe that I'm being insincere, feel free. And if you want to believe he's being insincere, feel free.
See? So that isn't the point he ended up making later, which he claims that he never fucking made it.
Yeah, he's saying that one statement changes my entire point. All right, sure. You know what? I'm glad you played both videos, Chud. Thank you.
About Bo Blacks. This is all about Bo Blacks, okay?
No,
and
I'm saying the whole time, Chud, that fuck him. You can't do that. And you're saying it's plausible. I'm saying it's plausible. That's the first video. That's the first one I called you out with. And the second one you played is fuck Bo Blacks. And the one before is Fuck Bobax. That's not plausible deniability. Now, yeah, maybe I missed, but maybe I should specifically said the address or the picture or the information. Sure, you got me. I'm sure that you could twist it that way, but it doesn't change the main thrust.
On top of that as well, his sexuality was already fucking leaked.
That's true.
It had already come out by the New Year's stream that he was non-binary. So he has changed his position on this so much, and he's acting like the position 2 streams later was always his position, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was, and you played it. You're taking one word that I said and trying to twist that into me changing my entire position when it's near identical the entire length of this video.
This was what he argued originally, and this is what...
Yeah, originally, fuck Bobax is not about privacy, and that's what I argued last night. Definitely should have said it. I could see why people would come to that conclusion, but I think this is deliberately and willfully being twisted.
What I responded to originally.
Whatever. Oh, there you go. 1 chud a day if you want it, but you have to ask for it. 1 chud a day. Augie knew Bobax was trans. He said Bobax was Adrian. I don't think he knew till when I knew, but maybe I don't know. I don't know when they knew.
No, he probably did. I don't know.
He didn't leak it.
No.
He didn't wait till a fucking best
Yeah, he speak Klein.
That's for sure. So let's see if he sticks by his word and does one more. I doubt it. But you can.
So I'll do like another 5-hour stream on this.
So I'm fucking sick. I'm just doing one at a fucking time. Yeah, fuck it. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting boring. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Boring. You know, like I'm not going to convince anybody. If you don't think Chud's a fucking snaky fuck by now, okay, fine. But the idea that one word changes the same thing I said twice, the main thrust, and like, how could I don't understand how I get plausible deniability when it was in the first video. I would say something that gave me plausible deniability in the second, wouldn't I?
Well, I mean, if you're a time traveler.
The main thrust of the thing. Hey, look, and like I said, he tries to take both ends. I didn't know, and if I did, it's okay. Okay. You didn't know, and I don't believe you. You don't got to believe me. Reviewing the entire stream. And keep in mind, too, the first video, he left out Tom and Bobax when he was covering all my major points. Now, that's all he can concentrate on. Talk about dishonest. All right. Any more? Any calls? Nothing?
We got another Ethan clip, if you kind of pull that up. He talked about his son. He sent it to you, yeah.
All right. I'll call it tonight. We're going to watch some... who wants to watch crime shit after this? 3, 2,
Hell
1.
yeah.
Oh, the Ethan challenged his sons to help fund them.
Although I think nobody really cares about any of these people. Least of all his son, who is not open.
Yeah, no, what you meant was Augie was alluding to by saying HEP. To me, you could come away with that, Anissa being, and I'm sure you're being sincere. The way I see it is that was opportunistic. You can think that, oh, he's saying AGP, so that it might be out. Maybe. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe just the non-binary.
I don't buy that. You know, I got to be honest.
But not the whole first thing.
If I was good for Chud, and if this was an isolated incident, as far as it was just like one thing that made me think he was snaky, I'd be really out of fucking line. But it's like, there's a bunch of other stuff. There's incidents there's the stuff I believe about Tom. There's the stuff that happened with Willie. There's the public statements he made about Nick. All that stuff. I'm like, that makes me think so. Do I have video proof? No, I do have common sense, and you don't have to believe me.
Opening his wallet, by the way.
And now I'm hearing that he's every single relationship he's ever had, with the exception of Queeman. Is that true? I'll find out, because I'm sure we're going to be doing another question. Every single one? Going all the way back? I mean, come on. Like, this is a pattern. Now, I'm sure, like, in every single breakup he ever had, like, all of them couldn't be his fault. But not one? Oh, Klein.
They've each made
even Stardust should ask her. I want to talk to Stardust to see if that's true. I think she would know.
If everybody's made a GoFundMe, Denims ran She was so fast, and
totally logical train of thought. AGP means sexually turned on by doing trans stuff. That typically does fit. All right. You know what, Anissa B? I'm absolutely sure you are being sincere. I think you think he didn't know if it was out already. I think he was ready, because here's the part you're forgetting. He was told. What you're thinking is, yeah, he was told, but he thought it was already out. I don't buy that for a minute. And by the way, nobody else does either.
she wanted to open hers before Casey Tron and Frogan.
Well, to be fair, she had an account.
It doesn't
She
take
already
long
had
to
an
make
account because she opened one and closed it.
Right, that's what I mean. So
I got to give plausible deniability break. Fuck Bobacks. And one of the reasons he's saying it, he was running around red herring anybody that I was being some kind of white knight for Bobacks. That was never true, and that's super dishonest. And that's what he was answering in that clip. Send me more clips if you want.
I think she got to, exactly. She didn't need to do that stuff.
So they
He was told not to screenshots. I mean, come on, isn't that splitting
Yeah, that's just
hairs?
semantics.
That's splitting hairs. That's
It's just
semantics. It was, for me, it was the information from the get.
all now have a GoFundMe.
That doesn't mean
and
don't
I think
talk
it's so
about it
funny that
ever?
now that they're competing against each other.
Wait a minute. Don't do the screenshots, but doesn't mean don't talk about it. I was told not to talk about it.
Don't talk about it. Yeah, me too. What do they like Alex Gekmo, who knew about it?
Like, that doesn't
It
make
did not
any
like
sense.
leak it at
Anissa,
all.
Anissa,
Make any
doesn't make any
sense.
sense. Like, you could talk about it, but don't share the screenshots, even though nobody talked about it since August. That doesn't make any sense, Anissa.
There. For
I don't care about this. I want to fucking end it.
Yeah.
Aiden said.
Lost interest.
Aiden also said he told him not to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how honest he's being. Chud was smart. He would have said Aiden's full of shit. I would
just fucking blame Aiden.
You know what?
Easiest way to get out. Just fucking blame
Aiden's not
Aiden.
Mr. Credibility, and that's been a long time before Chud was around. All right. Let's do Pats. I want
Just
to
do the fucking
let's do
Patreons.
Pats. I'm done. A lot of shit. Oh boy, James. What is he writing me? Hold on a second. Patreon.
But yeah, I mean, like now, what?
You know, I'm
they're
not
just,
really trying to
splitting hairs now.
Like, if you don't believe me, I'm fine with that. I can live with myself. It's the other guy that seems to have a problem with it. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, he gets
And
angrier
he has
angrier and
every
angrier
right to
with
defend
every
him. He
fucking
has
clip
every
you see.
right to defend himself from my allegations, because they're not 100%. They are circumstantial. But it's like this: if there's a guy fucking screaming Satan with a knife across the street, I'm not going to test him out. This guy's coming off like a snake to me, and I'm allowed to talk about that publicly. Tough shit. And you know what? There's consequences for me to bear in that, situation too. Nesquik, Oback, Maxon B, Blue Jacket, Cody Grill, Final Flash, G-Man, Ghost Gaming, Little Manly, Not Your Typical Mom, Panic Bond, Taylor D, Tommy C's Cat, Yeenie. She might be gone for a while, by Picklington and Will Dillon. You don't have to believe me. But I've seen enough. And he also lied about, like, I'm trying to, like, I decided he was a snake, and then I kind of just shoehorned all this in. No, these things happened, and I decided he was a snake. And then I decided to say it publicly, because I don't have to keep it to myself. I have a platform. I'll say whatever the fuck I like. You don't like it, do another stream on me, saying you're never going to do another stream on me again.
Yeah, then make a stream about that stream and so on.
Make
so
a stream
on,
about
so on.
that stream. Do what you fucking want. I mean, you milk everything every way, a lot more than I do. Not that I'm against milking or anything.
It's all about content, eh, Chud?
Content. Yeah, 'cause your
Content,
friends are content.
content,
You don't really
content.
have any friends. Everything's content. Let's see. Oh, who's this weird? I get a. Oh, Captain Dan the fireman. Yeah, I'll take a fucking thing from him. He seems like a nice guy. Oh, that's the one you want me to cover next? All right, Captain Dan. If you give me the lead, I'll do it next time. But we're doing it one time. Start one time. Stop. Wait. No. I'll get you, Dan. Just keep it up, and we'll cover it next time. All right. Or at least I'll send you something. And what have you, if that's the way you want to do it. So see you around, Captain Dan. It's 2 hours is enough for me. I don't do what Chud does. Or anybody else for that matter. I used to like when it was an hour.
It was fun.
No, that's
easy.
That was fun. But I'll check. I promise. I'll take a look at it. And you know what, Captain Dan, we have DMs now. And
Send it to me. Send it to me, Dan. I'll make sure Tommy looks at it.
You can send it to him, and you can remind me if I don't get to it. All right, I'll take a look at it. And you know what? If I'm wrong, I'll concede. How about that? I don't know if you're. I will crush him like bug. Get the fuck out of here.
I could dismantle him.
I could dismantle him with my
take
mind.
him out.
There are way too many YouTubers that think this is fucking. They wish they were in real politics. They all think they're goddamn evil geniuses. They're just evil. Way too many. Choose. He showed a screenshot on dress and said, "Don't share the screenshot." And then Aiden said, "I told him not to share it." Yeah, see, I don't buy that. And he said, because everybody told me not to talk about it. So Chud was told talk about it. But here's the screenshot. I'm sorry, it doesn't make any sense.
No. So they're saying that Chud was not told explicitly to not talk about it. It was just
that's hair splitting. That's hair splitting. That's hair splitting. Then why didn't Nick talk about it? And why didn't everybody else that knew about it talk about it? Because they wanted Chud to?
Alex Kimo, some random guy who doesn't even have a channel.
Yeah.
Not talk about it.
Yeah,
think about that one, buddy.
He's been really respectful. You are falling for it. This is what he's doing. Oh, I wasn't specifically told not to say anything, so technically you're wrong. Here's the thing. How about this? He knows. He knows he did it on purpose. He knows it's a snake move, and he's fucking doing hours and hours of stream to kind of rally the base. That's what he's doing. I want to get out of here. It just doesn't make any sense on this server. You have to end common sense to come away with that. You're just like, well, technically he wasn't told this. He's told, Jesus fucking Christ.
And why do you really think that Aiden was the only guy who told Chud about the photo?
Here's what I know. Here's something if I did, I forgot. I didn't know the photo was getting passed around. I had no idea. I hadn't heard that until recently. Or maybe if I did, I forgot.
Yeah, because there was a certain photo that nobody saw. That's all I know.
I don't know if Nick ever even saw it. Or maybe he did. I forget. It's just it's going back 6 months now. But guess what? The thrust of my argument is the same. And he played it. Thanks for the honesty, Chud. Bye. All right, let's do